episode of the InfoWars News Blitz. Obama was told about Scalia's death hours in advance. Scalia's family turns down an autopsy for him, and a Marine is assaulted at McDonald's. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of February the 22nd, 2016. This is the first article here, and it is an article written by Paul Susan Watson. It is titled Report. Obama told of Scalia's death hours before public announcement. President reportedly thrilled at opportunity to tip balance of Supreme Court. Of course, he couldn't do anything else. Basically, the article goes on. The article states that the website DC Whispers, which routinely publishes controversial reports based on inside sources, asserted that Obama knew about Scalia's death well before it became public knowledge. Word reached the White House before formal media announcements were made regarding longtime Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia having been found dead while on vacation at a Texas resort. First of the speechwriters were summoned to provide the appropriate tone for Barack Obama's remarks. During that said time, Obama and Valerie Jarrett were already initiating a long-stretch plan for what they view as a prime opportunity to make Mr. Obama relevant once again, and an opportunity that the president would say to be thrilled to be before him. The article goes on to say that if he had been me, I wouldn't know what to do. Jessica Bishop, a justice of the peace in Pasadena, Texas, told the Washington Post. Guevara also revised a statement she intentionally made to the media claiming that Scalia had died of a heart attack, insisting that he had in fact died of natural causes. Interesting. And it goes on to say that the court can now vote even without Justice Scalia to repeatedly change the United States of America. I mean, folks, they changed this story 100 times, so you can easily tell what this is all about. I mean, Obama can't get anything through, and Scalia was the only person in the way. So what do you think happened? He went to a guy's, ranch that he helped out, and they killed him right there. So now, this whole republic could be in jeopardy right here. And also notice the fact that basically, they didn't ask for an autopsy, which is actually what this, quote-unquote, article here, which is written by Infowars.com, talks about. The title is called Texas Judge Scalia's family turned down an autopsy. Local judge, despite decision, says she would have ordered procedure. And it goes even to a deeper format of this whole thing here. A judge declined to order an autopsy for Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. Supreme Court Associated Justice Antonin Scalia, after she said she was asserted the cause of death was a heart attack. Yeah, right. According to CNN, Scalia's family also made the same decision. As a part of the investigation, one of the things I did ask the sheriff and the U.S. Marshal, were there going to be signs of foul play, and they said absolutely not at the time. I still would wanted to be careful and asked them if Scalia's physical physician would come to me. Guevara stated that Scalia's doctor had informed her that Scalia had visited him for a shoulder injury last week, but also suffered from several chronic ailments. When the physician explained that Scalia had just visited on Wednesday and Thursday, the doctor had done an MRI. Then I would have felt comfortable, but I knew what was going on with him physically, the judge said. The Post also stated the clear confusion after conflicting reports appeared to suggest the autopsy had never been a possibility. As of late Sunday afternoon, there are conflicting reports about whether an autopsy would be performed through officials later, and Scalia's body was being embalmed, and then there was an autopsy, the Post read. I mean, basically, and there's a video here too. But basically, folks, here's a clip of a report made by John Bauer. So here it is.
And as we all know, when Obama says he will not do or sign something, that usually means he will. Unfortunately for Obama, though, 2 years ago, the Supreme Court weakened the president's ability to use the nuclear option power. Upon hearing Scalia's death due to natural causes, most people brushed it off. He was 79 years old. But then the fumbling of the details began. Presidio County Judge Cinderella Guevara pronounced Scalia dead due to natural causes without seeing the body or even ordering an autopsy.
If you believe that, we ought to go back to monarchy, that the people are such sheep that they just swallow whatever they see on television or read in the newspapers.
And the highly decorated Vietnam veteran and prized Democratic Party donor and Cibolo Creek Ranch owner John Poindexter continually changed his story until he finally blurted out that Scalia was found with a pillow over his head and the sheets were unwrinkled. The Washington Post reports, quote, William O. Ritchie, a former commander and former head of criminal investigations for D.C. police, wrote, "You have a Supreme Court justice who died, not in attendance of a physician. You have a non-homicide trained U.S. Marshal tell the Justice of the Peace that no foul play was observed. You have a Justice of the Peace pronounce death while not being on the scene and without any medical training opining that the justice died of a heart attack. What medical proof exists of a myocardial infarction? Why not a cerebral hemorrhage?" End quote. Any signs of strangulation uncovered by a mandatory standard autopsy, such as petechial hemorrhage, would have sounded off alarm bells. Yet an autopsy of one of the most powerful people in the United States was neglected.
Alright, thank you. But this stinks to high heaven, too. I mean, no autopsy? No nothing of death? I mean, this should scream an assassination. I mean, Obama wanted this guy gone because he was standing in the way of, well, everything else. And now, he may actually get it. But enough about that. This is the last article of the day here, and this is an article written by Steve Byrne. This is an article from the Daily Caller, which was linked by Infowars.com. The title is called Alleged Marine Assaulted Midburger at McDonald's. As Gang Hill, do you believe Black Lives Matter? Yeah, it's those monkey faces again. A former Marine became a target of an alleged assault in a McDonald's Friday night as a crowd of youth cornered him and demanded he answer the question, do you believe Black Lives Matter, before knocking him unconscious and robbing him. Christopher Marquez, a veteran of Iraq, recipient of the Bronze Star for Valor, said that he was dining at a McDonald's in northwestern D.C. when a group of black teenagers came up to him and allegedly they harassed him about the Black Lives Matter movement. Marquez ignored them with responsive calls and vouched that he was a racist. Basically, normally, this is all communist tactics. Martinez allegedly times after eating and allegedly sustained a sudden blow to the head outside the McDonald's. which knocked him unconscious. When he awoke, his pants were ripped, and his wallet was gone, which had about $400 in cash, 3 credit cards, his VA medical card, school identification, Metro card and driver's license. The manager, D'Anthony Madison, manager of the McDonald's, reviewed the footage and told Martinez in a phone call Saturday that he left the restaurant and a teen with a white tee struck him from behind, hitting him unconscious, and the other teens that corrected him on anticipation, incapacitated for whatever this word is, body, taking his belongings. Basically, folks, there is a clip for this, but I'll let it run.
What happened to him? Terrible. But, you know, he didn't agree and didn't bow down to Black Lives Matter. The other authorities, the social justice warrior authorities in this world telling us what we have to believe in and how we have to believe in it. And if you don't, you're a bona fide racist.
All right, thank you. But I'll go to the reading. Upon regaining consciousness, Martinez found that a cab driver willing to give him drive into his apartment across town from the university where he attended school. Now, basically, folks, these guys are nothing but thugs. And as you just heard Rob do say, he hit him so hard that he couldn't even remember. This is not, the knockout game is not a game. It is an assault. It is a hate crime. And to be honest with you, that's, well, kind of what it is. It is a hate crime. It's an assault. You can't just walk up to somebody, show up, knock somebody else out and say that it's a game. It's not a game. It's an assault. And Joe Soros is running the entire thing. Not to mention, the Black Lives Matter movement was actually started by some cop killer that's now fled to Cuba. So that should say a lot about what these thugs are. Alright? And I really feel sorry for this Marine here, a veteran and all, but I hope these punks get caught. Well, that's all the articles I have here today. If you'd like want to read more about these articles, please go to the link below or go to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. Thank you for 100 articles. Just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars News Blitz. I'm Info Guttum, live from Field Region number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.